What's up, everybody? Just came across some news stories that I kind of wanted to share with you all. First of which, back in March, Nintendo decided that they were going to sue the U.S. government over the tariffs, seeking $200 billion refund with interest because of the tariffs that were placed on certain exporters of product outside the U.S. We're all aware of what those that those tariffs were being implemented, and not everybody was happy with them. I certainly wasn't, but at the end of the day, that's what our government decided was going to be happening here in our country. So that was back in March. And then I saw this headline that just came out yesterday. Nintendo says Switch fans got exactly what they bargained and paid for, so they're not entitled to a rebate over tariff-inflated console prices. It says this is apparently a direct quote. They were free to abstain from purchasing the product to seek out competing products, it's argued. So, what the F? As I've stated before in my DRM video, these companies are greedy, man. And look, I love Nintendo IP. I have loved their video games since I was a kid. I think that the company itself is innovative, creative, and they really got a good thing going. But, my God, when it comes to business and money making, just the amount of greed that these companies have. Let's do a quick just scan through this story. I'm not going to read it all, but Nintendo is requesting a dismissal of a class action lawsuit filed against it following Nintendo's own lawsuit against the U.S. government, as it argues that it doesn't owe customers any money back if they paid for price-hiked products. So Nintendo filed the lawsuit against the U.S. government. Then a class action lawsuit opens against Nintendo, basically saying, okay, well, if you're going to go pursue all that money for yourselves that you feel cheated on, we had some regular old consumers of Nintendo product file class action lawsuit saying, well, you're going to need to pass those refunds and savings that you do get if you do end up winning in that class action or in the Nintendo lawsuit against the U.S. government. You're going to have to share that with the people that paid you all that money. And Nintendo comes back saying, no. Our customers were well aware of the fact that they could have abstained from buying our products and gone elsewhere. What a bunch of crooks, man. What a bunch of crooks. Look, Nintendo, if any rep of yours or employees listening, I like your company and I like your products. I like your games. I like your theme parks. I love your movies. But what the F? Don't think that for 1 second that as a customer and a consumer of your product that I'm stupid, okay? How dare you guys? How dare you do this? How dare you pull this kind of thing? Back in March, it was reported that Nintendo was filing a lawsuit over the allegedly unlawful imposition of tariffs in the U.S. and requested that all tariffs collected under the IEEPA duties must be refunded with interest. However, as reported by GameFile in April, 2 individuals then went on to file a class action lawsuit against Nintendo, claiming that unless restrained by this court, Nintendo stands to recover the same tariff payments twice, once from consumers through higher prices and again from the federal government through tariff refunds, including interest paid by the government on those funds. Absolutely, I agree with that statement. What a bunch of crooks. And then to go on and say what Nintendo's says on this and how they address it. Let's see. Yeah, Nintendo's claiming that customers received exactly what they bargained and paid for. You freaking crooks, man. It notes that the common thread in the claims against it is that It is somehow unfair that Nintendo has not retroactively adjusted its prices for completed sales in response to the outcome of the tariff litigation, but says that is now how commercial transactions work. It's so hard to continue to buy product and like companies' products when they act in such a horrible business manner. They hire slimy, skeezy, disgusting lawyers to come in and just basically try and just steal money. I can't stand it, but I'm not going to read the rest of it. You're free to read that if you want. Just go ahead and Google search it. This one was from Games Radar, but what a bunch of crooks, man. Nintendo, you suck sometimes, man. To pull something like this where you're pursuing your feeling of entitled refund for tariffs from the U.S. government. However, you're not going to, you've addressed it, but you basically flat out said, nope, whatever we decided to sell, our products to our customers, our fan base at inflated prices, sticks. We don't owe you guys anything. What a bunch of schmucks. Maybe you, if you get those refunds or those tariff refunds, maybe you at least, to compensate and give goodwill towards your fan base, you give us like a free digital game download or something, a full game download. You pricks. Oh, man, this makes me so angry. But anyways, that's it for this headline.